Beautiful souls, welcome back to Francisco's Cocina. It is freezing outside, but I still breathe in that beautiful prana. It's cold. Tonight we're going to get into the Puerto soul portion. We're going to talk about kale and collard greens. We're going to cook it. I'm going to try something different as far as like marsala. I cheated because I didn't make it, but we're going to try something. You know how they have different things in the store that's supposed to be vegan? We're going to try that tonight. We're going to cook with a little bit of brown jasmine organic rice. Give me 2 minutes to put my apron on. And guess who's back? Okay, so one of the first things we're going to do for tonight is get that kale and get the collard greens. Now you already know that I use my Cajun water, so we're going to start there. Kale is amazing for you, and so are collard greens. I'm going to clean them with my Cajun water. Okay, we've got our collard greens here. Just kind of get that rinsed off. My kale. I use more collards than kale. Collard greens are amazing. They help with diabetes. They help with digestion. My kale looks a little special, but I'm still going to use it. Kale has vitamin K. Kale can be a little pungent. I'm using the green kale instead of my red kale. I'm just rinsing it with my Cajun alkaline water, thank you, for tonight. While I am rinsing this off, I am going to go ahead and get a bowl and soak some of my brown rice. When you use brown organic rice, jasmine, basmati, you have to get that rice and you have to soak it. This is Francisco's Cocina's pantry. My brown rice is in here. I'm just going to get a cup of that. This is a full cup. Put a little bit more to kind of fill that cup up. When you soak the brown rice, okay, you know this is here. I'm going to use my alkaline water. I sure do keep some in the pantry. Now when you soak this rice, you have to do it for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to leave this right over here. The other thing that's going to happen is we need to get the water ready for the collard greens and the kale. So I'm going to go ahead and again use my alkaline water. And I'm going to get this water ready and going. Do you like what my apron says? Can you see that? So we don't need a full pot. I don't have a lot. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get that started. I'm going to put the heat on this high because I want to get that water to boiling. Okay. In my water that's going to be boiling, I'm going to use my Francisco's Cocina Sazon and Adobo. Okay, this is the adobo. We had a video where we used some adobo. I'm going to put that in the water. We have a little sazon here, Francisco's Cocina Sazon. Ingredients are in the back. Kind of get that going. And in the sazon, it does have paprika and things like that. Kind of give it a little color, a little kick, a little spice. We're back over here with our clean kale and collard greens while that's going. Okay, kind of shake that out. Now the bottom parts of this, I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. I'm going to use my favorite knife, my Santuki. Okay, we're going to get the bottom part of that off because it does give it like a little bit more sour, bitter taste. So first things first, let's go ahead and get that off. Okay, let me stop right here and get a little bowl so I can put my little trash in there while you're looking at those fresh collard greens and kale. Okay, so we're going to use that for our little trash. Now after, I do roll them pretty tightly. Notice how tightly I roll them, because when I cut them, I want them to Mind you, I'm cutting, but I'm not close to the collard green. Now, as I get close, I'm going to bend my fingers in and kind of cut. So it's like your knife lifts up, slides, goes down, slides, goes down. Remove your fingers, slides, up and down. Okay. So I'll do it a little faster, but that kind of gave you the idea of how to cut collard greens. They are amazing for you. We are in upstate New York and it is freezing. So this is great to get your vitamins in, get your greens in on a daily basis, okay? That's my dog Heaven. She's hanging out with us in the kitchen. What is this? Some collard greens and kale have already been cut up. Oh my goodness. Is that a trick of the camera? So we have this done. Let's move this out of the way. Don't want to put this in our water yet because we have to go ahead and get some more spices together, okay? Right now I'm going to move this over here. Let me just clean this off. I don't need to, do anything major. Just kind of rinse my utensils off. Okay, I do use eco-friendly paper towels. We're going to get some garlic, fresh garlic. I love fresh garlic. You can't have too much garlic. Okay. In my adobo, you will see fresh garlic, the organic herbs that I used. Okay, I'm just going to hit this here. We'll put a couple of fresh pieces of garlic in there. I do have organic garlic powder, so we're just going to open this up, get a couple of pieces. It makes your collard greens and kale taste really amazing with garlic. You can't have too much garlic, at least not in Francisco's Cocina, okay? So I'm going to get rid of this and put this in our little trash bin here, okay? I'm going to do the same thing and kind of just chop up the garlic. I like it chunky. I'm going to take this garlic, go ahead and put it right here in the pot, okay? I'm going to cut up an onion. I like to cut the bottom part of the onion off first. It seems to help with, I'm just going to cut this in half. And before I peel it, I like to kind of just leave that skin on it, so to speak, because it helps with your eyes tearing so much. This is about the size that I wanted, so I can go ahead and bring my bowl over here and get rid of some of the skin now. And I'm not crying. I don't want to cry off my lashes. Okay, so we got that going. Put this back over here. Even though it's cold, I just came back from work, you still want to make healthier things for your family. You still want to get into using organic ingredients. You want to use great, collard greens, kale, it could be broccoli, whatever you're cooking. You want to have it fresh and you want to have it organic. Okay. So now that I have these pieces here, okay, I'm just going to take these pieces and put them straight in the pot. Okay. Remember, we had our fire pretty high. Okay. Now, while this is going, let's talk a little bit more about the brown rice. Because we have the brown rice soaking over here. We just clean this up. I love a clean kitchen. And when you have a clean kitchen, there's less things for you to do at the end. Okay? So we're going to get rid of that. Okay? We're done with this garlic. If you want more onions, I do have some onions here cut up. We'll put a couple more pieces in there. Okay? So let's go ahead and talk about this rice that we're going to make. One of the ingredients for Francisco's Cocina is, again, fresh ingredients. It's my homemade sofrito. I would do a video on that. But it is garlic, it is onions, it's various peppers in it, and cilantro, of course. So this is what it looks like once it's all blended up. So I have that here. I'm going to go ahead and take this pot here. And to make this get a little warmer fast, I'm going to put the lid on that. But here we have a pot that I'm going to be making some rice in, the brown rice, because it's been soaking. So this is what it looks like when it's soaking, okay? And you need to let it soak for about 15 minutes, sometimes a little longer. But when I start my rice, I'm going to take that jasmine rice and I'm going to make it Spanish style. So what do? I start with a little bit of sofrito. It smells amazing. Peppers, onions, all of that's in there. Okay. I take a little bit of, I have some avocado oil here, but I do use olive oil. So I'm going to get some olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and use some of these ingredients again. Okay, we're going to get some olive oil out of here. A little bit of olive oil. Maybe like a capful. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of adobo, which has some Himalayan sea salt, black pepper, oregano. And I do want my rice. I do want my jasmine rice. I do want it to have color, so I'm going to use some sazon, which has paprika, and it has some turmeric in it. Okay, I'm going to use some of that. Okay. I'm also going to use a baby bit of saffron. Saffron is amazing. Saffron, see that saffron? Just a little dab will do ya. Okay, because I want it to be a little bit more yellow. So I'm going to use a couple of pieces of saffron. Okay, that's starting to smell amazing. Okay, while that's going, I like to get it to be like pretty aromatic before I add any water or anything. So I have rice over here that has been soaking. Okay, notice how the rice isn't on to the top of the water. It has pretty much settled. Okay, so this is the rice I'm going to be using over here. I'll put that over here. Okay, the other thing that I want to talk about is what I'm going to be using tonight for our beans. This is it's a vegan, GMO, gluten-free product. Like I said, I got out of work and I was ready to cook. And I said, okay, we'll get some collard greens going. We'll get some brown rice going. Well, tonight I want to go ahead and try this. We'll try it together and see how we like it. Okay. This has turmeric in it, tomatoes. Let's see what the ingredients are. We've got tomatoes, onions, chickpeas, sunflower oil, coriander, just good stuff. Okay, so we're going to have that here in this saucepan. Ooh, it looks pretty good with that marsala sauce. Can you see that? This is going to be a healthy, quick meal made with love. That's that Puerto soul, food for your soul. Some people say, oh, I'm making collard greens. That's soul food. You can call it soul food. All the food that you cook should be made with love from your soul. Okay? So we've got a little bit of this going. Let me put some heat on this. And we'll try that. We'll see if we need to add some more spices in there. This is our little garbage. I'll go ahead and move this over. I'll go ahead and put some of these things back. Ooh, it's starting to smell amazing in here. Now is when I want to go ahead and, oh, come look at this pot right now. It's starting to bubble. It's starting to sizzle. It's starting to smell. Can you smell the aroma? This smells amazing. All of the fresh ingredients. Yes. So now is when I want to go ahead and take some of this rice along with the water that's in here. And I'll go ahead and pour it in. Look how beautiful this organic brown rice is. I love it. So I like to go ahead and mix that all in. Okay, I love it. Now with brown rice, you will need to, this is a cup of rice, so you can put a cup or two of water over. It depends on how you want. Some people like their rice where it's pretty soft. Some people like their rice where it feels kind of, this is long grain, so where you can kind of see the grains. I like the in-between, so I'm going to use a cup and a half of water over it. This again is my alkaline water. This is the water I keep for guests. Okay, so you see where the rice is. You can still see the rice. At this point, we're going to go ahead and cover that. You can't see the rice. I'm going to add a little bit more because one of the things that happens with brown rice of any sort is that it needs to cook slow. And it needs to have enough water or else it's going to be hard. So you see me using another half a cup. And I'm going to let that go. I'm going to put the lid over that. And let's go ahead and check on what's going on over here with our masala. That smells amazing as well. Let me go ahead and try that seasoning. Oh my goodness. It doesn't need anything. This is phenomenal. I like it mucho más. Very nice. Very nice. Oh my goodness. In the world of the camera, something has happened. My food is ready. Wait a minute. Let me get a plate. Collard greens go in the pot. Okay. Collard greens and kale go in the pot. Oh, that smells good. That garlic, all the seasonings smell phenomenal. Let me grab a spoon here. Yes. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, with the collard greens and kale, you know it's going to take a while to cook. I would say about 45 minutes if you want to still keep a little texture in there. Okay, that smells amazing. And you just keep going ahead and tasting it as it goes. I'm going to go ahead and put another lid on this and let that go. Everything is cooking. And give me 2 minutes. Let's see what we got going on here. Let me get a plate. When the collard greens are finished, they will look more like this. Let me get a fork. That smells amazing. Amazing, amazing. They will look more like this. Collard greens, kale, you see how nicely the garlic and the onions have melted in. The smell is phenomenal. This is so healthy for you, and we sure are going to taste this. So we got some collard greens going on here. Let me go ahead and get some rice. Let me take my plate over. Get some of that Spanish rice. That looks phenomenal. And to top it all, we're going to go ahead and get a spoon of this marsala. Chickpea marsala. Now that looks great. Let's taste. Phenomenal. Let's taste the collard greens with the kale. They say don't talk with your mouth full, but I can't help myself. See you next time.